Hello and welcome back. I'm Alistair from Trail & Kale and this is the Salomon Aero Glide 3. The Salomon Aero Glide 3 then is a daily trainer built for those who want a little bit performance, but a very cushioned, enjoyable and comfortable ride, just for bagging daily mileage. Salomon are for sure better known for their trail running shoes, but they have come a long way when it comes to road running shoes. I've been using the Aero Glide mostly for daily training runs or recovery runs because it's so comfortable. It's got a really nice, smooth transition from landing to toe takeoff. It just works really well as a recovery shoe where I just need to bag base mileage for the week after doing more intense training efforts like speed training or maybe longer runs. So it's really versatile in that respect. You can just use it for daily mileage, but also going longer as well. So if you do need to get long runs and you need a comfortable shoe just to bag those miles, the Aero Glide 3 is actually really good for that too. Okay, let's go over the key specifications. They cost $160 from salomon.com. I will let you know by the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag. They weigh 8.9 ounces or 252 grams for a size US men's 9. That's my pair. They have an 8mm drop from heel to toe. The midsole uses Salomon Foam Evo, which is really bouncy. It's really energetic. Got a nice cushioned landing, but also a nice bouncy, responsive takeoff as well. So I really like the balance of midsole foam that Salomon is using in the Aero Glide 3. It makes running feel that little bit easier. The upper is using Salomon's 3D mesh, which has a seamless interior, so you won't get any rubbing points. The tongue is kind of attached to the top of the upper, meaning it won't slip around anywhere either. Speaking of the tongue, look at the size of this thing. Never seen one that big, that's what she said. This tongue is huge, but I actually really like it. I like the way it wraps around your foot. It just feels super comfortable. That really is one of the most standout features for me, is this tongue. It just is so different to any other tongues that I've experienced before, so to speak. So I really love how the upper conforms to your foot. There's plenty of room inside there. It's very breathable as well, and so far it's been very durable. The lacing setup is really good as well. So it's really nice and easy to get a fast, secure fit. The outsole is using Salomon's Road Contour Grip rubber compound. If you've watched some of my trail running shoe reviews of Salomon shoes, then you'll know most of them are using Contour Grip. They've been using that rubber compound for a long time now. So this is the road version of Contour Grip, and so far it's been very grippy and plenty of traction, just enough for what you need for on the roads. The Aero Glide 3 has a true to size fit in length, and it's got a medium to wide width. There is quite a good amount of room in there, so if you do have high volume feet, you're really gonna like these. If you've got narrow feet, you might feel like your feet are gonna be slipping around in here, and I wouldn't personally recommend sizing down to get a better fit, because then you might not be quite long enough. Maybe people with narrow feet avoid this one, but if you've got medium to wide feet, you're really gonna like the fit. If you're enjoying this review so far, please give the video a like, share it with a friend, and comment down below. It really helps me and my channel out when you do that, and I really appreciate it. It lets me know you're engaging with the content, you're enjoying what I'm putting out, and I get to know you better. So drop a comment down below, let me know who you are, let me know where you're from. If you've commented before, comment again. Let's keep these conversations going. If you've got any questions at all about the shoe, that's where you put them as well, and I'll get back to you really quickly. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you'll get notified as soon as new videos drop. You've made it to my performance review. This is my favorite part of all shoe reviews because I get to share my insights of what the shoe actually performs like in the real world. I tend to like to start with a midsole on running shoe reviews because that's really what gives the shoe the ride that it has. The essence of the shoe tends to come from the midsole because that's your connection between you and the ground you're running on. And I really do like this Salomon Foam Evo midsole foam. It's really cushioned, it compresses well, not too much so that it's not plush, for example, but it has enough compression to act as a shock absorber, but also transition your foot from heel landing to toe takeoff in a really smooth manner. And because it is responsive, it's got a good amount of bounce and rebound to it, you do get a really good responsive toe off. So to break that down, you get a really nice soft cushioned landing, whether you land midfoot or heel. Then you move through the transition, the flex of the shoe, and you get the nice rebound from the toe off as you run. And all that is crazy smooth. It feels really good, no jolting, just efficient, smooth transition. And that for me is really the best thing about this shoe, and it's a really good feature to praise because not every shoe feels that smooth. Maybe that's why they call it the Aero Glide. It's airy and it's glidey. And that brings me on to the fact the shoe is really lightweight. It feels lightweight, and because of that, it feels snappy. It feels like I can pick up my cadence, start ticking over my foot transitions much faster because it's a lighter shoe, and just makes your run feel a little bit more energetic. Adapting to a wide range of speeds really well. I've actually been using it most for daily training runs, which are those kind of slower, easy paced recovery type runs where I just need to bag some mileage to keep my weekly mileage up. I've been picking up the pace in them as well, and they have actually performed really well all the way up to tempo speed. So I'm impressed with the range of the Salomon Aero Glide 3. Next thing I'm going to have to mention is the upper. It's just really comfortable. I love the tongue. I think a lot of people might be scared by that tongue because it's so big. It's a little bit out there. But actually, this feels like a very innovative feature for me. I don't see a lot of shoes with a tongue like this that feels this comfortable. And I think part of that is coming from the fact it's very much connected to the upper, meaning there's no real seams. But it's also a very long tongue, and it wraps around the front of your foot really well, making that front part of your foot feel really protected and cushioned and padded. It also stays in place so it doesn't slip down, so you have that feeling throughout the run. I wouldn't normally take so long talking about the tongue of a shoe, but actually this one deserves the time. The upper is also very airy, so there's a lot of space in there. So if you have high volume feet, you're really going to love how that feels. Your feet will have the space to kind of move as they were designed to do. And it's very breathable as well. But if you've got narrow feet, your feet are probably going to be moving around within the shoe a little bit too much. You'll lose too much energy. You might get some rubbing points, and you probably won't have a very good experience with the Aero Glide 3. So if you have narrow feet, maybe avoid these ones. But for everyone else, they'll fit really well. They're also very supportive. So you have a nice supportive padded collars and a heel counter. All of this upper locks your foot in place really well, so there's no lost energy from heel slippage out of a shoe. And because of that support built into the upper around the ankles, you do get a really nice supportive ride. It's not a stability shoe by any means, it's very much neutral, but the upper has some support built in, and that just holds your foot up a little bit better than not having support in the upper. When it comes to some downsides for the Salomon Aero Glide 3, the outsole traction, again, while it's really, really good in dry conditions, I was running through some wetter patches and I just happened to clip some of those painted lines on the cycle path that I run along. And it did feel a little bit slippy there, so just watch out, just avoid painted lines on roads if you are running in wet conditions in these shoes, because the rubber just might not be the best traction in that scenario. You made it to my final verdict. Is the Salomon Aero Glide 3 worth $160? Well, this is a bit of a tricky one because $160 is on the more expensive side for a daily trainer. That said, it has a good range in speed and training, so you can actually wear this for daily mileage, slow jogs, long runs, but also you can pick up the pace in it because this midsole is so responsive, cushioned and bouncy. So that said, I'm going to say for most people, yes, it's worth $160 for sure. So it really depends if you need a more versatile daily trainer that can have a much wider range of paces and pay $160 for this, or if you want to get a more basic daily trainer for maybe $140 that doesn't have quite the range. The choice is yours. And if you like the look of it, you're a fan of Salomon, then totally go for this. $160, you do get a lot of shoe. It's incredibly comfortable. It's been very durable so far. The upper has a nice secure fit. Traction is good in the dry. And the midsole response and cushioning across the shoe is fantastic. I did mention earlier you got the heel and midfoot landing is very soft and cushioned, but you do also have enough cushioning and stack height at the forefoot in case you do want to pick up the pace and run more towards your toes. Overall, I am really liking the Salomon Aero Glide 3. I'm going to be running more in this one to get some more mileage out of it. Well, I really hope you enjoyed the Salomon Aero Glide 3 review. If you did, give the video a like, share it with a friend, and comment on the video. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. And before you go, subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Peace.